Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War 2 with this Scottish campaign. As you can see, we now have two close to 40 stacks facing each other, just like I said last time around that I would try to achieve. The way I achieved this was, first I actually tried to move downstream and cross the river at a crossing point. However, that did not lead me to a 40 versus 40 stack. Instead, smaller stacks moved around me and tried to attack the town behind me. So I decided to load a save instead, and I went across the bridge and I moved around this village, making myself a target for the larger stack. However, once again, the smaller stacks attacked me. I decided to retreat. I ended up here, and I thought, god damn it, so I've done two different options and none of them seem to be leading me to the battle that I want. However, at just that moment, when despair reached my bones, no, not really, but the 40 stack started moving out of town and went directly and attacked me. Wonderful. So we're gonna get a big battle. I deployed close to 8,000 men, 7,687 against an army of 6,000 enemies. The enemy has more units, however, they're deploying a lot of smaller units because a lot of it is cavalry, and also I note that some of their infantry units, the archers here, are smaller, 120 soldier units. Right, no more talking, let's go ahead and fight this battle. And so here we are on the battlefield. We can see my army moving forward. I am actually pretty happy with my position here on the battlefield. If you can see, there's a hill sort of dotting out like this. So I hold the high ground, and then there's low ground below. There's a little bit higher ground on this side, but that's kind of checked by the fact that we've got impassable terrain here. I've moved up in 4 brigades as normally. So we got line infantry backed by pikes, line infantry backed by pikes, and then we got 2 brigades here. 1 Irish backed by warbands, and 1 normal Scottish backed by warbands. Also gonna set the cannon right up there. We can see that the enemy is moving forward here. Lots and lots of cavalry, so it's important actually that I get into position as quickly as possible. I'm gonna have the general here somewhere as well. I've put the pikes on the flanks, but I wonder if I have 4 units of flanks, or 44 units of flanks. I have 4 brigades. It might be better to separate, so each brigade gets 1 unit of pike, especially since it looks like they're moving right into exactly sort of where I want them. If they're gonna go straight down here, which would be wonderful. Where would I put the pikes though? I want to put them in Pike Square. Oh, now it looks like they're trying to bypass on this side. Well, we'll keep this pike unit close so it can back up on this side if necessary. In this case, this is going to see very little action, so it's going to be important for me to switch this one up through the valley as soon as possible. Okay, they're coming a lot down here. With not a lot coming this way at all, actually. I've got the heavy cavalry here, but I don't want to send in the heavy cavalry until... Actually, I need to send in the heavy cavalry now because they're trying to bypass. And I'm going to send the lancers over there. Okay, so the Irish just checked one of them and forced him away. These coming closer towards these line infantry is going to absolutely get destroyed. Yeah, they're sort of trying to... I'm going to put a pike square there in the corner. And then my lancers, it's good that I sent the sort of, am I, what's it called? Psychic? I sent the lancers just as I needed them. Because we've got a lot of enemies ganging up on me here. Okay, so this unit actually needs aid. Or perhaps I will move this one into square. Right, cannon deploy, and I want you to fire a canister. Okay, so we do have something coming on this side. Something tribesmen, I've got no idea what that is. Let's put you here in square. Here comes the lancers. See about breaking the enemy before my cuirassiers get destroyed. Meanwhile, it looks like a lot of the fighting seems to be done here around this square, but otherwise it looks... Where are you firing? Okay, so you're actually getting attacked by their bows, which is not great. I'm gonna tell you to fire a round shot that way for now. Okay, now my lancers are getting surrounded. Call out 2 of the Irish. Okay, so my lancers was just broken, and it looks like my cuirassiers are about to break as well. Oh, they're all broken, and I think the lancers got destroyed. Okay, I actually moved behind the pike square now. How's it going for the rest of my cavalry? A bit so-so, I should say. Okay, now the enemy is close enough for you to use canister. This is not going all that great now. Everyone needs to form square on this side. It looks like both the cuirassiers, they held off the enemy long enough. But oh, they're coming back. Good. Unfortunately, though, I think both my lancers got absolutely destroyed in that. Okay, now the enemy's melee units have arrived. Actually, that is the pike. Let's see about throwing these guys off by countering with the infantry. We'll keep the squares on this side. They are... Oh, we got one guy pursuing here. Move into line, prepare pistols. These... my dragoons, I thought I could force these guys away. Clearly not, so I'm gonna have to move them off because there's too many enemies coming that way. Are you fire pistol? Also, I noticed now that I haven't changed forecom. Okay, do not pursue, but fire pistols first. And see if you can't gain a great advantage over there. So one of my line infantry broke. My troopers here are doing well though. Dragoons, unfortunately, forced away. Heavy melee fighting. Are these guys able to shoot at me from beyond my range? Heavy fighting here. Heavy fighting here. This is not going to work great for that square. I will pull one of these warbands off and attack here. Right, that leaves me only with Lindström's heavy cavalry to be more or less my only cavalry unit. Actually, I've got one dragoon as well. These guys have moved kind of way too far. Which is kind of risky. But at least we've broken them off. I'm gonna take the 3 units of Irish, move them to this side to try and aid here. Try and aid and cover this side. Pursue. That's a problem with me losing all my bloody cavalry. I'm actually gonna order these guys to double back and attack this. And then these line infantry is gonna move up in instead and shoot these guys down. Meanwhile, it looks like we're winning this fight for sure. Alright, so I'm gathering the cavalry. See about getting them out there and getting to start chasing this bit. Move back towards the line. The canister is being fired on this. Move back to the safety of the line. Before you get completely surrounded, we've got the enemy's close to routing over here. Drop the pike square and go ahead and join in the attack there. You should drop the square. And then both of those... Oh shit. You should head behind the safety of the Irish. Let's see. The dragoons. Right. Oh, they're soon to be broken there. Right, you come back. Right, they are broken. Units out there rallied. Start chasing down units, and then the heavy cavalry Lindström will be ordered to attack the hillmen over here. Alright, we won on this side. And if we can just deal with the elephants, we'll be fine here as well. Ordering the warband behind lines. And we just won here as well. There's gonna be massive losses on both sides. But I think it's gonna be worse for the enemy. One of the big problems with the battle was that my cavalry got outmaneuvered and basically killed off right at the start, which definitely did not aid our cause. Crap, now we're caught out, and the warband is on its own against some bloody elephants. I'm gonna fire cannon on the elephants. And then I'm gonna order this line forward. And we need to kind of reorganize to see where the enemy is coming from. Right. Let's reorganize this line right here. The square can sit where it is. These Highland warriors, Waller's warband it was. He managed to kind of fight off the elephants, but it looks also like he's going to be able to escape most of those Islamic swordmen or whatever it is chasing him. They are also actually leaving the field at this point. take stock of the situation a little bit. Clearly there's a lot of units missing in my lines. Very unusually high casualty rates for my army. We've got 2 units of superior line infantry can be pushed towards this side. Oh, Wallace is back. Wallace is back. I didn't really check where I put everyone in the beginning, but it looks like the 2 named units of Wallace Warband and Gordon Highlanders. Which Highlanders we're looking at more? Looks like we've lost. Let's see, Wallace. MacDonald, Clan Ranald is the one over here. One of the ones that ran too far, basically. Right, fire canister, and then... Oh, you were never in range of that bastard? He's been sitting firing arrows at you at range. Is there something similar going on here? That the archers are outranging us? I think overall, I think I have started recruiting new cannons, and then at least against the Mughal army, it probably pays more. I think what I'll do in the future is protect my cavalry by having it behind the army and letting the line infantry and pikes, since I have pike squares, let those guys take the brunt of the force. We still have the Covenant Dragoons riding about, killing enemies. Oh, Lindstrom's guys left. I don't know where they went. But I don't blame them, given since they basically took on the entire enemy army's cavalry. I did like it, the fact though that the enemy basically went into the sort of little death trap that I had set here. It was just that I did not expect all the cavalry to concentrate on my 2 cuirassiers right there. What I would have done is I should have probably moved up the Irish, moved them off the hill slightly so they could shoot the enemy cavalry in the back. That would have probably would have saved a lot of my cavalry, at least my lances, from getting absolutely destroyed. Anyways, let's take stock of the situation and look at the statistics of this battle. And here's the result of the battle. The enemy deployed 6,160 troops. Wait, that seems... Didn't I have more? I don't know. Didn't I have more? Anyways, they lost 4,700, leaving them with 1,400 men after the battle. They seem to have killed close to almost 500 of their own men. We deployed 7,600. We lost close to 3,000 men, leaving us with an army of 4,725. According to this, I would have killed about close to 2,000 of my own men. No, wait, that's wrong. I was looking at this. God damn it. I was like, what? 2,000 men? I was looking at the wrong statistics. Summer heat, I'm going to put that down to 300 men. That's a little bit different. 2,000, that would have been crazy. Right. So, the Cuirassiers survived. I can see that. Both the Covenant Dragoons survived. The Lancers are gone. And it looks like some warbands were destroyed in this fighting. What killed the most was actually an Irish infantry. An Irish infantry that remains at 76 men strong. That was the Irish unit on the furthest left there that was fighting close to the... that was moved into square and had a pike square within it. So that killed the most. Followed by the demi-cannons. Followed by Covenant Dragoons. I bet these are the Covenant Dragoons that sort of stayed on the battle till the end. 55, I think that. They have 3 chevrons now anyways. Superior line infantry. Here comes another Irish. And then we've got Highland Warriors. All those melee units coming in here. Another Irish unit. Superior line infantry. It's a shame that it doesn't say who did what here. But we can kind of see how well they did depending on how many post-chevrons they have now. So I'm interested to see if this Irish infantry is remain 223, if that is a named one. Obviously the enemy does actually have the movement points here to go ahead and continue attacking me. However, it looks like they're retreating back to base to re-establish a completely new full stack. A massive battle indeed, and the enemy raiding our mines. I noticed here, workers on strike. I noticed here it's kind of odd. We've got 2 mining complexes right next to each other. Clearly, this area is too like hilly and wooded, and there's no roads or anything, while it's open ground in between these. However, this mine is part of this snakily doodly province and not part of this, which is kind of odd. Fleet has arrived. So this is the fleet that were repaired. The thing is, what's the point of having it here when spices are at such a low price? Why did I send it here? If anything, we should try and go for... I actually need more at sugar. Some at slaves and some at sugar, I would say. For trading here. The only reason why I'd leave anything here is just to make sure that I can control it. So I think what I'll do is I'll split it. So this part of the fleet will go to the sugar. And this part of the fleet will head to... On this, there's still Mughal fleet here. Head here then. Right. Oh, the Royal Scottish Museum is now built. I wonder, it does not give me any special units, does it? No. And then Governor's Residence on the Bahamas. Perhaps I should move across and kill the pirates. One thing that I'm slightly worried about or thinking about is that some enemy fleet comes, attacks, and forces this away, and allows the pirates to attack. And I feel like it's gonna happen at the absolutely worst time when I'm not prepared. So it's better that I attack them when I am prepared, rather than I'm not prepared. I must have had 8 units of melee infantry, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing 1, and so we got, let's see, Wallace Warband, Gordon Highlanders, Regiment of Foot. We lost then. I thought they were down to 38. What is the I lost, what's it called? Graham's Own, then. That was the only unit as well that was lost of the melee regiments. And I only lost 1 of them. God damn it. Wait, how much did that actually cost me? No, not disband. Which unit is it that's not being reinforced? I feel like all of them are. But I wanted to kind of see the cost here. Everyone but the general, if I deselect the general then. So what's this going to cost me? 12,000. I have 83 though. The problem here with the battle is, of course, we killed a lot of enemies. But in terms of, like, gaining ground or anything, we achieved nothing of the sort. I'm gonna infiltrate both these locations, and then I'm gonna have to march back to make sure that we secure this. But it softened it up, so now there's just 1 full stack, and the next time I'm hoping that I will be better prepared to deal with he's out of points. Otherwise, it would have murdered him. We need to bring this army up to support. Why? This isn't. I feel like this is easily winnable for Finlay McGregor. I don't know why it would be so much in favor, or so little in favor of us. We are outnumbering them 2 to 1. We've got experienced troops. We got cannon. I guess we'll have to play this one as well then, unfortunately. I was hoping that I'd be able to do some more moves and stuff. I think I will be able to do some more moves and stuff because we sort of blunted any of the enemy's attacks towards us. This, besides this raiding force that we're about to take care of. Right. Let's go ahead and take care of these Raiders of the Lost Mine. And here's the battlefield. I started with the big hill up there, which I've placed my artillery. We got 2 brigades of sepoys coming down, plus the 2 units of hand mortar elephants. What we got down here is the Irish brigade, backed up by 3 units of sepoys, and units of Argyle pike on either flank. And then also over here we've got all of the Cylon Lancers lining up, 4 units of those. Oh, we hit something here with cannon fire, and it has almost routed the unit. And it didn't even lose that many men. Oh, well, it did lose 30, which is about 25% of the unit in one fell swoop. So maybe I should not say that it's nothing. They're about to outflank me on this side. I'm gonna go ahead and deploy 2 of the sepoy units there, rather than being in support of the Irish. And we're gonna move 1 down here. Looks like they're actually concentrating here and towards this pike unit, and he makes a charge towards the front line, diverts the charge at the last second to make it less powerful, Oh, you got snagged on by that charge on the pike square. We're going to try and avoid that. What I want to do is I'm going to see if I can get the sepoys to wrap around here and shoot these guys down. Right, we can see cannon shots coming down. We'll keep one sepoy unit or sepoy unit down there to support. And then I'm going to keep one here to fire into the flank. And then we're going to have the third one try and move around. And right now... Ooh, I've shot my own elephants. That must be friendly fire. I'm going to move up the elephants in the flank here. God damn the cannons. You can fire at will whenever you want, and trying to save the pike square. Pipe square? It's a square of pipe. They've lost about half strength. Perhaps I should call them in for a charge instead. Right, these guys are about to fire their bombs. Perhaps I should charge this unit rather than shooting to save the square from friendly fire. There, the first amount of fire goes in. Seem to have missed most of the unit. I'm gonna tell the second unit to fire further out on the unit out there instead. Right, the Irish line holds. This unit was devastated. We've got some archers coming in there. I'm gonna organize these two units to set up there and then fire on the enemy. Here comes another charge, and here comes another shot by the elephants. I think I'm concentrate both of these. And now the two brigades coming up here to aid. Actually, the elephants fire towards that thing that's moving up there. And now I'm going to move up the lancers to set up behind the enemy. Also, this brigade should hold its fire. Oh, God damn it, they charged my elephants. There, that's a good shot. Ooh. Blow right through them. The enemy unit is suffering in fighting my elephants, or so I thought. I'm gonna order in these two for charges. Pike Square got savaged as hell. 136 men remain. That's a tempting target to go ahead and... Ooh, here comes another round of shots by the elephants. You know what? I'm done with you lot. Charge in. Get rid of these. And then I want to get rid of these two. And then I want to get rid of you. And you. And then perhaps you should not shoot each other in the back. And I think quickly here we'll see the enemy army falter under the pressure of just so many of my troops that's coming in from all sides. And slaughtering them all. I do not want to see any more raiders raiding my mines. And there we go, we've dealt with the raiders. I deployed 5,000 men against 2,500. I ended up losing 739, which a little bit less than 100 were inflicted by my own. Unfortunately, I think the worst of it was the elephants. The enemy lost basically everything, leaving them only with 222 men. I should say here that, god damn it, there's still some units surviving. The Lancers do not have the movement range enough to chase them down, but I'll be walking the army in that direction. Actually, we'll send out the Lancers already to chase down. Actually, I'll send the General with, so that he gets some experience from chasing those guys down. Meanwhile, I think, yes, this is safe. The army should actually be heading the other direction to go and aid this area right here, which will be supported soon. Right, that was heading after there. Everything's going fine. One thing though, that damned battle, I'm surprised we didn't get a battle marker for it, because that's the biggest battle we have to date, and I mean, it wasn't really decisive, but I think since we won, it slung the balance in our favor, more so than before. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about the fact that I was going to take the fleet and pick these guys up and land them on this side. But now, seeing as though what happens when we go up against their 40 stacks, it might be better not to do that. Perhaps instead, what I will do is take the money that I'm currently making, and although that we're making a lot per turn now, just because I don't have to pay the salaries of all the troops that died. So that will lower quite a bit. What I will be doing though is I will be sailing up the coast here with my main fleet, and will lay siege to their port. They're currently getting in 16,000 worth of goods there, and we're now blocking it, so they're getting nothing in there. Perhaps we will be even causing them to start bankruptcy, perhaps, which would be great. It'll make it a lot easier for me to sweep through and kill them all. Right. We've done 2 battles. I think that's enough. Really, I mean, if I continue ending turns here, all we will kind of see is me chasing down this, and perhaps I'm hoping this is an auto-resolve, because I do not want to fight that battle. Also, what I'll do, because it takes too long to recruit a new unit and get it down here, is I'll rename one of the units that are not destroyed to Graham's Own. I can't remember exactly all the names here, but Graham's Own. And put him in there, and then also we should remove this name, because now, of course, Forcom is among the Irish troops. No, there's James Graham's Own. What am I thinking about? Isn't there a third warband called something? Gordon Highlanders Wallace Warband. There's another one. There's another one. It's not called Graham's Own. It's called something else. Graham's Own, anyways, looks like he could have been the one unit that was like the top Irish unit to kill the most, because he's got 223 men left and he's got 5 experience. And then the Irish freedom fighters are at 3. I can't remember what they killed, but yeah, there we go. Also, I think, yeah, this was the Covenant Dragoons that did the most killing. Unfortunately, Henrik's Sacred Alliance was chased off pretty early there I didn't really check what they were charging in on. I just figured that 2 units would be able to break 1. But I think they got supported by other units when I wasn't looking, and that's why they took such a beating. Also, I mean, they're dragoons. They should be sort of shooting and chasing down troops rather than going head on against whatever armored archer unit that was. Definitely also need more cannons. Did I start recruiting new cannons? Yes, I have. 1 turn and I'm getting 5 new batteries of 18 pounders. So I'll be able to get rid of the batteries that I have now, and I'll be able to replace them with these 18 pounders. I wonder, wait, does it reload skill is the same? Perhaps I should have just got the 24 pounder guns instead, because they've got a lot more firepower. Not that I need more firepower actually, because there's no walls to break or anything. They've got a little bit longer range, but then again 1,000 range as it is right now has been well enough. Perhaps though should add on some smaller guns to be able to use canister close up. Also, oh, there's Bengal Lancers. I think the Cylon Lancers are a lot better though, aren't they? They don't have staying power though. They have the charge bonus, but they don't have the staying power. So perhaps I should have some company cavalry. Company cavalry isn't actually that much better. They have lower defense. They're better morale, but lower defense. And 2 points more in attack. I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference. Instead, to counter the enemy, perhaps more of these heavy cavalry units. The interesting thing is Edinburgh Horse Guards is actually a worse unit than Scottish Cuirassiers, which I think is a little bit odd. We don't have to worry about this as much as these points right here. And we see the difference here is that the Scottish Cuirassiers has 1 more point in attack and 1 point more in melee. And then there's also actually better at reloading and accuracy when it comes to pistols, even though that's not the main point of it. And the only real upside to the Edinburgh Horse Guards is that they're cheaper, which is kind of odd, but more of these could probably do a lot better down there. Perhaps some of the new cavalry units, like the Royal Guard, 17 melee attack, pretty good charge bonus, 15, which is higher than these. 20 in defense, which is the same as the Scottish Cuirassiers, and 12 morale, which is good. Royal Guard has got 14. They've got high upkeep though. Also, Grenadiers. There's a lot of melee going on down in India, so it could be good with Grenadiers. I can't exactly recruit them down here, can I? No. Right. Anyways, in between turn, what I will be doing is I will reconcentrate around this position, and then once again we'll move to strike here. What I think I'll do is I'll have the sort of the main army, the army that has the named army under the command of Douglas Hume. Will go ahead and attack here, but he'll bring the second army as reinforcements, and then the second army will, as soon as possible, or perhaps even earlier actually, detach and move to seize the enemy's capital, which will be a mighty blow for him. I think basically kind of ending the fight, because at that point so much of their wealth through the port here and then through the capital region means that they will not be able to pursue war against us for much longer. And at that point we should be able to rather quickly swoop up the rest of India and then turn on our allies. Turning on our allies should happen as soon as possible once the Mughals are defeated. so that the Marhathans don't have a time to recover their forces. Jesus Christ, the Marhathans carry a lot of cannons. While the Mughals carry a lot of cavalry, the Marhathans carry a lot of cannons. It's going to be interesting to see how we fight against that. Anyways, you know the story, I know the story, and with that, I will be saying, like I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!